And hello, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Ludi tonight on SplatoonTourney. We have a set hot and ready for you guys here. Non-binary fuzz versus Nightmare here. But before I get ahead of myself, I am joined by the lovely Nell. Do come say hello.
Hi, Boo. Thank you for the lovely introduction. I'm really excited to be here and commentate this set with you.
Yeah, indeed. This is so exciting. And I think it's really funny. I think I mentioned it before off mic here. This is actually the second time I've commentated non-binary fuzz. Quite literally my last cast was with them. So I'm excited to see what they're going to be bringing to the table here. Both of the teams having 2-2 in their set. So this really can go either way.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think that since you commentated them before, you may have, a little bit of an idea of what they're going to run or if they're going to do anything differently too against Nightmare. I'm not too sure what Nightmare runs, but yeah, maybe you have a little bit of information on that. I'm excited to see.
I wish I had, for some reason, my brain is not pinging on what it was last time. That is my unfortunate lack of memory right there. But I know last time they did definitely have the sauce to throw hands. But while we may not have info on their comps just yet, we will have information on the maps we're going to play. What are your thoughts on Mako Zones?
Mako Zones is just a total classic. It's always been a classic. It's kind of the map that every team wants to know how to run. You always want to know how to run Mako Mart, no matter what. You just always have to have a plan. So I'm pretty sure that both of these teams, starting off on a map that they're probably very affluent on, it's gonna be a really huge, showcase of their skill. We're gonna see what they have to bring to the table, and they're probably gonna come out hot. I'm really excited to see. We're probably gonna see really fast, rushes to the middle, getting on other people's stacks, that kind of stuff. But yeah, this map is a really good litmus test as to how teams play.
Oh, absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. This is just, again, the staple that we need. It's like, it's test all aspects of a team. How you, especially how they coordinate together, how you're gonna, utilize your special coordination, how, well, just coordination in general here.
Mhm.
And exactly as you said, this is the map you want to know how to play on. It's just such a staple. Oh, practically every map list is going to have it. And in general, it's just a gorgeous map. It's such a well-designed map, in my personal opinion here. And honestly, I'm hoping to see some ledge campers here. So like, I'm hoping to see like either blasters or sloshers, especially here on this map, are absolutely golden. And I just want to see how both of these teams are gonna, attack this map.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I'm hoping that it doesn't get to the point where it's just so kind of spawn campy, where all of those weapons are gonna have insane pressure. But we don't really have to guess anymore because the match is getting started. Ludi Week 2 rerun on Binary Fuss versus Nightmare. As we're getting into it, we see Pencil on one team, Carbon Roller, that's gonna be the ledge camping that you stated, and also Dreadringer. So I'm excited to see how this is gonna go.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this Dreadringer pick because as we were talking about the ledge camping, it's going to be able to check those stacks and, lock out opportunities here for Nightmare. We already see Opal doing exactly that, using that launcher to get there, but unfortunately they went down as we are seeing Adam moving in right here. Unfortunately getting picked up by the charger from Nightmare. Father trying to go for a second pick, finding it. That is 2 down on non-binary, plus already putting a man advantage here for Nightmare, where they're going to be capping this zone hopefully soon here, but non-binary plus still being in control of that zone somehow, even with half of their squad down. There we go.
My God, they are coming in hot, as we said before, and it looks like this is Nightmare's time to cap the zone. They were able to take back what they lost, and not a lot of points on the board right now for Nightmare, but I think that they can keep it back. It's still some huge time. They don't have control of the zone right now, but they got the cooler out. Let's hope that they can formulate a push. As you can see, the people are trying to drop right now. They're trying to just get a foothold on getting back into the swing of things.
Oh, absolutely right here. And as we're looking at this, non-binary Fuss is doing a really good job of just locking Nightmare or locking out their opportunities. Oh, they even pushed someone right off the edge. Right there, being able to pick off the charger on top of that. Make that 3 right here, leaving the duelies to basically just fend for themselves. These penalty points are still out of the way here for non-binary Fuss and continuing to take down, rapidly approaching the 35 mark on their ticks.
Yeah, for sure. So it looks like Crab is popped. That was the only special on Nightmare's side. So hopefully they're going to be able to get a pick and give an opportunity for their teammates to get in. And that is probably what they're going to be able to do. They have to run to the zone, though, as the points are ticking down. There's only 10 ticks on the board right now. We see somebody just trying to just fawn on zone, and that is... If they can get in, that's probably it. Set 1, round 1, non-binary Fuzz takes a knockout.
Oh my goodness, what a dominant game on top of that. Once non-binary Fuzz was able to secure themselves as in a lockout position against Nightmare, it was basically smooth sailing from there, just taking that straight to 0. That was a really good game there.
For sure, you definitely saw that team coordination that we were talking about. It just seemed like they played very strong. They lost the zone for just a little bit, but they were able to keep their heads in the game and take it back with no sweat, honestly. That they were taking the crab head on. They were just kind of keeping that pressure on no matter what, even though they had no specials to their name. They were confident that they were going to keep the zone. So it was a really dominant set, and I'm curious to see if this is going to knock Nightmare off of their rockers a little bit, or if they're gonna take this and be like, okay, yeah, this is what we were working with. We just need to redo this for the next one.
Yeah, because ideally in a situation like this, on the losing side here, you want to look at what you can do differently here, how you can counter, in this case, non-binary Fuzz. What did they do that, knocked Nightmare free? Because they had them basically in a really large stagger here. Again, once they were able to get under that ledge, constantly taking pick for pick, able to catch some by themselves, either whether it's taking the 1v1 fights that end up in their favor or just collapsing it on the 2v1, which was incredible. But we're going to be changing tides here because we are moving on to crab leg capital clams. I love me some crab leg capital clams. I can't even lie. But that's also just Charger bias, if you ask me.
Oh, absolutely. I feel the exact same way as a Splatling fan and a Charger fan. I am loving this map, but it is very snowball-y, especially in Clams and Rainmaker specifically. It's just so easy. If you have somebody on the grates, then it's pretty much over, but it's very lockout heavy. But I'm hoping to see that that people are able to get back in. I'm hoping for Nightmare to kind of have a different plan. I'm curious to see what they're gonna do. If they're gonna add more of a long-range portion to their team, how that's going to work out, what specials we're going to see, that type of stuff.
Yeah, because we saw a lot of short-range shooters there from both teams here. I think the most range we had within the game was the pencil and the slosher that we had out on the field. And I'm thinking about like that slosher again. It's going to be very dominant on those grates if they decide to bring it out again. I love the extra routes here. The grates on this map is what makes it kind of scrumptious, if you ask me. We're having double sword.
Okay.
Double sword, and we have pencils on each side, but that slosher is coming out from the side of Nightmare, which is an interesting change here. So we have changes on both sides.
Yeah, absolutely. I really like the two swords with, it looks like they're gonna have a lot of forward pressure, a lot of speed, and hopefully a lot of paint with that T-Tech. So both trying to get paint on the board right now. We're not seeing many changes on the side of Nightmare, but with 2 down on the side of non-binary Fuzz, this is Nightmare's chance to get some points on the board, some grab a clam. They need that pressure though. It looks like they only have 1 or 2 people up. They're going to need that forward pressure and coordination in order to make this a solid push.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of back and forth. Despite a lot of the turf being control of Nightmare, it looks like non-binary Fuzz is already setting up to retaliate. Neither teams have been able to get a dominant advantage here, as one or the other will come in just as fast as they went down. But it looks like that might just be changing here, but non-binary Fuzz getting a nightmare knockout. I almost said a nightmare. Well, nightmare knockout. There we go.
That is crazy. They were able to make a ball just conveniently with all of the clams just at their feet. That is crazy. It looks like they're only about to put 80 points on the board right now, but that's okay. That's okay for a first push. But it does kind of put a little bit of fear into Nightmare. They need to put some points on the board right now, or else it's going to be just stagnant. And it looks like they're trying to take control of mid. They have non-binary Fuzz backed up. They're cooler. They're trying to make something happen, but do they have the clam economy for it? I don't think so. They're trying to make a ball right now, and right now that's kind of just what we're looking at.
Yeah, there's always so much to balance here on clam, but you have to manage your numbers, your turf here, which is as usual with the other zones, but you also have to manage your clam economy because that decides your pushing factor. And again, both of these teams are meeting in mid, trying to see which one is going to get that advantage, who's going to be going down here first. We're definitely on the safe side on things right now on both teams. Actually, wait, that is 1 down on Nightmare, non-binary Fuzz with a hammer, coming out, finding one, trying to find another, not quite able to find it, as the power clam is going right into the basket in the favor of non-binary Bus again.
Able to score here with the power of that stamp, and it looks like they play off of their specials really well. They waste no time playing off of the stamp, playing off of the crab, just kind of when they're pushing a team back, they are able to make an insane push with that. As you can see with another wipeout, they are not letting up. They want points on the board as much as possible, and I don't know if they have the clam economy to make a lot of points here, but as long as they can keep this up, then this is almost game set unless Nightmare is able to get back out and make something happen.
Yeah, unfortunately, that basket is going to be closing here without the clam economy. It just wasn't enough to sustain that push as Nightmare is now moving back to center. Non-binary Fuzz is looking to be doing pretty well here halfway through the match right now, and they have halfway down on their points. Look at that. Isn't that neat? Again, it's just this neutral playing zone again. Here just trying to find an advantage. Just like Nightmare is getting these specials up and out of the way as they're rotating and trying to get this into the basket and getting their fourth score of the game.
Do you think that they'll be able to, I actually don't think they'll be able to follow this up with much. We see two players on the left side of the map trying to make something happen. They're trying to get a flank. Let's see if they're able to get some clams, and in the art, the basket is going to close with an 11-point penalty. That looks like it's going to be the end of Nightmare's push with 3 down, but Non-Binary Fuzz has a clam at the ready. They have strikes, they have all of their specials, and they're able to make a counter push at just as fast as Nightmare was.
Yeah, they are speedy with it. Look at that. 2 power clams into the basket, bringing that score down to 20. They're continuing to push this in, trying to keep this push as long as they can right now, trying to put this into a knockout move with 3 down on Nightmare and a few clams into the basket. That is it. That is game. Another game for Non-Binary Fuzz.
That's awesome. They know what they want and they know how to get it, and so they just capitalize off of their other people down on the other team, and they do it with confidence, and I think that's the best part of it. You don't see them waiting around. Like, they take these plays because they're confident that they can do it with their teammates, and it's just crazy to watch. I love this type of content so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Just it's satisfying to watch come together. Just the way they're just using all their resources right here, where they're working together. This special coming out right off the bat, and I think it was a lot more communication here in terms of the clan economy as all of them are going in. You know, you have some people collecting clams. You have obviously Bleach with the crab, just continuously putting pressure on the rest of Nightmare, getting to that 3 down. And I basically, when that 3 down happened, that was the end of the game. It just took those last 3 clams, and that was it. Again, Non-Binary Fuzz is sitting nice and pretty with a 2-point win rate right now.
Yeah, absolutely. But as we move forward to Shipshape Tower, this is one of the biggest snowbally maps that I know of, considering just how fast the tower moves between the first 2 checks. So I'm curious to see if there could be a reverse sweep happening here on the side of Nightmare, but based on the way they were playing on the crab leg game, it seemed like they were a little bit afraid of Non-Binary Fuzz in their plays. I think what I want to see is I want to see Nightmare have the confidence to be able to push back against that aggressive comp that Non-Binary Fuzz has. I think that's the only way that they're able to kind of knock Non-Binary Fuzz off of their feet.
Yeah, you make a really good point here because their comp definitely has the ability to do so. If anything, mental is such a huge factor in terms of comp here, and as you said, just a little bit of confidence can go a long way. If they can find something to grab onto, that could be a really good moment there for Nightmare. But on the other side, Non-Binary Fuzz is feeling that momentum, especially after winning 2 games. And when you have a snowballing map like Shipshape, we know this can go either way. Whichever team is going to be able to grab that first is going to be pushing forward even harder.
Oh yeah, for sure. I really hope that we're able to see more of an even match this time. Just considering how snowbally this map is, I think that it could be in either team's favor. It just depends on the start of the game and if that affects the other team's mental, I think. I think that if they're pushed back upon enough, then they may not be able to get back out in there, depending on the comps and all of that type of stuff. I just hope that we're able to see Nightmare kind of get a hold on this, and hopefully after the first 2 games they're kind of warmed up a little bit and they're able to be like, okay, yeah, this is how we can contest those weapons that we're struggling with.
It's like they gotta start leaning forward in their chairs here. It's just like,
Yeah,
all right,
for
all right,
sure.
we gotta lock in. We gotta lock in.
Lock in.
Lock in, lock in. So again, as you said, anything can happen. I think is this a 2 checkpoint map or is this a 3 checkpoint map?
I believe this is a 2 checkpoint map. Yes. So there's one on the left and there's one on the far right, but on the far right it's really scary because there's like a ledge there that everybody likes to lob sloshes over. So it's kind of like a death trap unless you prepare properly for it.
It's definitely one of those crucial checkpoints where it's like, if you're able to get past that point, you can snowball so many points. That is the snowball point here on Tower Control. The pro is coming out. What?
Pro. No way!
You're getting fed back here is what I'm hearing. That's Photoshop Pro coming out. That is... I haven't seen one on cast in so long, it's not even funny.
That team comp is so refreshing. We saw Non-Binary Fuzz changing what they're doing. It's crazy to me because they were doing so well on the other comp, but it looks like they have a little bit more midline pressure. They pretty much only have midline weapons minus the zap. I think they're trying to keep Nightmare just at arm's length, and as you can see, it's working out for them with almost 3 down on the side of Nightmare. They are taking the chance that they have with those people down, and non-binary Fuss is not wasting any time trying to get points on the board.
Yeah, they're going right for it. Also, I just realized I missed my checkpoint was earlier. I meant that second checkpoint, but Tesseract already trying to, just narrowly escaping the shot of that Zuka. I don't know how they got away with that. They're kind of crazy with it.
I love aggressive head-hits so much.
Oh my, they have every opportunity to do so, which makes it interesting. It's like they can be aggressive with the head hit if they feel silly enough. And, you know, it's really love to see. Unfortunately, that tower is being very much left alone and it's moving back to a neutral position.
But it looks like the Carbon Roller is kind of left alone out in the front. They're trying to get something happening. They're trying to shark around, but they don't have the paint output from their other teammates to be able to do so. And we see the Carbon get caught out on that ledge from the Sword player. I would probably start crying if that were me, but these people are stronger than I am. And as you can see, the Zip is not holding back. They want to make sure that Nightmare is stuck in their base as much as possible so that we can get as many points on the board right now as possible.
Yeah, points are points right here, and they're pretty much halfway through that with having 42 on the board. Nightmare finally be able to get their foot on the field here and get some more paint towards neutral, but already going 1 down as non-binary Fuss is starting to return to center as well. This isn't looking good. They're going 2 down right here against non-binary Fuss.
Absolutely. I think the issue with what I saw Nightmare happening is that they had specials, but they weren't really sure when to use them, and so I saw that the shot got caught out with the special not even popped yet. I don't know, I think that they just may need to take a little bit more risks. They can't be afraid of non-binary Fuss, even though they have this midline pressure that's kind of like a brick wall at this point.
Yeah, it's just using that range, having the range against a comp that doesn't have much. Like, again, most of the range is coming from that pencil and that slosher, and they have to be able to get in the first place or find an opportunity to pincer. So I think it could also be feeding into that reserve playstyle that we've been seeing from Nightmare here. But that might change with that Zuka coming out. They already found finding 2 on non-binary Fuss, but unfortunately going 1 down at the same time. They're going to be taking down this sword if they want to advance, doing so successfully and moving this tower along. Oh, this might be the opportunity that Nightmare's been needing all game.
Oh, this is absolutely what they've been waiting for. They were able to get 3 down and also capitalize on this push, and I think that this is what they needed. They needed to get people in the front on aggressive positions, and they needed to meet non-binary Fuss on their level, because keeping them at an arm's reach can only work so much. You have to get them, you have to just get in their face with it, and it looks like 2 down on the side of Nightmare, 2 down on the side of non-binary Fuss. It's pretty even right now. It's just pretty much a bloodbath in mid. Oh my god.
It's always a bloodbath in mid. That's how the neutral game is kind of crazy. It's just like, you're dying, wrong, you're dying. No. And as I say, that's 1 on each side right now. Again, trying to find those opportunities. That's what neutral's all about. Using your resources wisely, either making risks to, you know, there's so many risks when it comes to neutral. There's so many options you can choose here. As you can tell, we're still in, actually no, we're actually seeing a push here from Nightmare as non-binary Fuss is going 1 down on top of that. It looks like they're finally getting their footing, rapidly approaching that lead point and getting the lead as well.
This is huge. This is huge for Nightmare. We see 3 down, but they were able to take back the lead. This is exactly what they needed, and now, you know, the ball is back in Nightmare's court. They're able to just hold this as long as non-binary Fuss is kept at that arm's length that they need to be. And I hope that this is just Nightmare's time. Frankly, I think this is what they needed, and they just need to hold it, hold pressure, make sure they're not able to come back out, and have that team coordination that we were so looking for.
It's also very nerve-wracking here because you only have a 3-point lead here. 1 good push from non-binary Fuss could also mean the end of that. So, and then you have non-binary Fuss who really needs to be pushing forward here to try and get that lead. So it's tense between both sides here on either pushing or holding, and it could still go either way in all honesty. Oh, Zuka!
Yeah, for sure, and as we see, there's 40 seconds on the board right now, and non-binary Fuss is trying their best. They have the tower in their court right now. We can see points on the board. They're trying to make something happen, and they have the team coordination, except for Azuka's shot, just kind of catching somebody off guard. It's 3-3 right now. It's pretty much anyone's game, but if I was Nightmare, I would feel like I was starting to sweat a little bit.
Yeah, sweating indeed as the lead just swapped as well here. Non-binary Fuss being able to take this over a few points right here. Put it at him on the window! Being able to take that big stop from getting on the tower. That was crazy.
Good.
Dude, Nightmare
I'm just kind of
activated.
speechless a little bit. I'm just like, dude.
They had last ditch effort. That's all I
So
can say right
true.
there.
Okay, but their mental is probably crazy. I don't know, just the ability to stay calm, stay cool-headed, and make a plan to get back in the lead. I think that's a crazy test to see why, teams stick together and why they get wins. This is huge, and I do admire Nightmare's push. That was a really good push to take back lead. It just was on the retake, not really in their favor.
Yeah, I think that right here, the Booyah Bomb coming in from the pro here, being able to displace two members of Nightmare, seeing one drop and forcing the pencil to go back and not have active laser on the tower anymore was just a key ingredient for non-binary Fuzz to be able to get that lead at the like basically last 10 seconds of the game, which is really well put together.
Yeah, for sure. I am so just pleased to be watching this. This is so much fun to watch, and it doesn't seem like it's too unbalanced either. Like Nightmare has the ability to beat non-binary Fuzz. It just seems like they aren't used to playing with that type of against that type of midline comp, you know? So hopefully now that they got their footing a little bit, we can see how Rainmaker Hagglefish is gonna go.
Oh my goodness, I love me some Rainmaker Hagglefish. Again, the Charger's talking. That I think it's the Charger brain talking because Hagglefish is definitely one of my favorite maps. But
That's
you
such
know,
a hot
this is
take.
it really a hot take? I thought
I think it's a hot take.
yeah, really? Oh
But my,
shit!
but my favorite part of it is that little ledge at the front where you can just hop after the first check and just be like, okay, now I'm at 30 points.
Silly checkpoint. It really is. It's like if you can make that jump, you're pretty much smooth sailing. I mean, I don't know how I feel about this map. Well, actually, no, I do know how I feel about this map. I like
You know
it.
how you
Maybe,
feel about this map.
like, actually, wait, give me a second. I think the Rainmaker part of it. I think it's just like the more the Rainmaker part of it. I'm just like, okay, I
Yeah.
guess there's a big fish in the center or
I
whatever.
mean,
I
we don't
guess.
really see this map being played frequently in comp, at least I don't, so it's kind of refreshing to see. I'm curious to see if they're going to just, battering ram through mid through that first check right under the glass, or if they're going to take the route on the left while people are distracted. Because I know that there are some weapons that are able to distract the other team, like that carbon that we saw, so who knows? I'm also not sure if they're going to keep that midline focused comp with this really long hallway map that we all love. We may see more
Yes.
pencils.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see more Pendles in all honesty. And then as you're talking about comps right here, it really can be anything can really come out the field because as we've noticed throughout the 3 games with non-binary fuss here, is that they've had varying comps. Like each game, we had their short range for a bit, and then we had the mid lines that we had for our last game. So I think that puts also maybe knocking Nightmare a little bit off right here because they have to freshly adapt to a new comp every single game. Obviously, we have a longer set here. They have basically 2 games to find a reset point. And now that as you did say it earlier, but as they saw the chance that they can take points off of non-binary fuzz, they might just be going in with some more confidence now.
Yeah, for sure. I'm curious to see like how that's gonna work though. I mean, I hope that they can adapt to whatever non-binary fest throws at them. It is really cool that they have 2 set comps that everybody can just kind of coordinate on. It's really cool. I know a lot of teams aren't that flexible, especially in quote unquote low level Splatoon. We just kind of see people stick on what they're used to, but popping out that Forge Pro, I was like screaming. I was so happy to see that.
It's like yes,
Oh my god!
it's very that's what makes it okay. That's what makes it fun. It's like you have so many more weapons in the pool. It's like exactly somebody's pulls on a pro. Like whoa, we never see this. Like you go up a couple dims and suddenly it's just like whoa, where's the pro?
Yeah, for
Not
sure.
here.
I mean, I know that especially on Ludi, you see a lot of weapons that you just never really see in tournaments. It makes me feel really happy. And, on Ludi tonight, we saw Forge Pro, and it was Chef's Kiss. So as we're going into the next game, we're kind of hypotheticalizing. We're thinking about it. That's a word. We're thinking about what we're going to see, and we see a ballpoint. I haven't seen that in a few years at this point on the side of non-binary fuzz. So I am really excited to see that ballpoint be put into play.
Oh my goodness, seeing that jetpack again out on the field. Again, Jet is such a really good special for pushing and defense right here, just having that power to do so and move players on the other side right here. Back to this neutral right here. Both of these teams just trying to find some sort of opportunity. Seeing this cooler come out of the field, which might be a good pushing force here for Nightmare. Team Dooley is going to be, I'm assuming, taking a flank here in a sec, but that is currently one down. That is actually the anchor going down on non-binary fuzz, which is huge. I mean, I'm a liar. There's cooler. They're back already. Oops.
Oh man, cooler moment. They had soda.
They took a little sip before they went down.
I mean, as you can see, non-binary folks took their time with this. They were able to get a lot of paint on the board, a lot of paint on the ground, just to make sure that they are 100% in control before they make a push, and that's really admirable of them. And they just keep catching members out separately of Nightmare, so I just think that they need to play together a little bit more in order to get this brick wall taken down.
Yeah, agreed here. It's like we see the flexibility when it comes to Nightmare's Fuzz's approach to things, like the slow approach, comparing to when they have the opportunity to push, like right now, where they just absolutely full send it. Just the Rainmaker being able to be caught out right here, but not before that score goes all the way down to 15 right here, having an incredibly dominant push already a minute and a half into the game. Bleach is fighting for their life. Oh my goodness.
Honestly, like, non-binary Frost was 2 down, but Bleach was like, nuh-uh, I'm still gonna continue fighting until I'm the last one. And that was crazy, and they were able to survive that entire time. That is just the raw power of that Stamper is quite admirable.
Bro is feeling whimsical even. That's what I call that. I call that whimsy. Bro barely went down throughout that entire encounter. We do have cooler up here for Nightmare as they are approaching center. What's wrong? But there's someone behind them. They did. That did get caught out though, right? I think. But it's not going to stop them from getting attacked from basically every other member of non-binary Fuzz here. But it's not going to last very long. Being able to take one themselves, that is 2 down. And you know, they're moving right back to center. It's just finding that. Oh, unfortunate bomb. That was
yeah, that one did hurt. I did see that it looked like Nightmare was just trying really hard to make something happen, but they didn't really have the paint pressure. It just feels like non-binary Fuzz is outpainting them at every single point. I don't know what that's from, but oh my god, the Adam with the shots. That was crazy. I'm just kind of went speechless when I saw that. Oh my god, the aim on that. And you know, non-binary Fuzz, they don't even have to make another push if they don't want to. They can just hold this here and let Nightmare feed into them. But I'm not too sure what they're gonna do here. They have, even though they're 2 down, they still kind of have control over the map.
Yeah, I think they know they can afford to take a little bit more risk here, especially because Nightmare doesn't have that checkpoint just yet. That might just be changing in a second here because a lot of this turf is in their favor, and in goes the Rainmaker to that checkpoint here. Nightmare finally being able to get the checkpoint. They have basically 2 minutes to try and get a push to 5 or to that knockout point right here against non-binary Fuzz, but unfortunately going 3 down, leading to a successful retake from non-binary Fuzz. Look how quickly they're already taking turf here. Adam moving up front, painting the way here for the Rainmaker, just the rest of their teammates, which is really good. Turf is power here.
Adam, the professional floor painter, I salute you. I want to be like you someday. Just like the amount of support for your team is crazy, especially since you're really fast. You don't waste time. You're just like, okay, they're 2 down. We have to move like really fast, and that's what they're doing right now. It just seems like Nightmare can't get a foothold. They just can't really find a foothold against this brick wall of a team, as we can see. They're pushed up incredibly fast, and yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, it's really interesting here because non-binary Fuzz does like have those moments where they are ending up back in a neutral state, but they just come swinging right back even after Nightmare basically takes most of their forces down. And we see even a slow approach on the Rainmaker. They are still basically spawn camping Nightmare. The Zuka just barely whiffing on that Rainmaker, and Bleach in the
no way.
On top of that, but the Rainmaker going down right into the pedestal.
Honestly, like, I'm not gonna say Bleach is carrying the game because nobody's carrying the game right now. Literally, the entirety of non-binary Fuzz is just carrying this game for them as a team, and but oh my goodness, that play from the sword is crazy to watch. It just feels like they are in Nightmare's face and they can't do anything about it. It's like, we're gonna keep trying, but we can't really do much about this.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, Bleach is actually just full of whimsy because that is like a whimsical play right here, and
it's
you
so
literally.
True.
And you just see a 3v1 against a Rainmaker here from Non-Binary Plus. They are,
My
gathering
God,
with this.
Ozzy.
Whimsical. I love this sword. This sword is just wee, like bro's frolicking the fields.
Fufu and I just have like cartoon hearts around our heads right now. Just like, whoa. That's
I like this
crazy.
sword. So I just realized
so much whimsy.
For real. And I just realized both of these teams had abandoned their pencils this match. Now that I think about it, they just said, "No, we don't need that."
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, I know, right? And then it's just like, we want faster comps. So let's go gambling.
So true. I honestly expected to see a pencil on this map, but seeing neither on each team is quite surprising. As you can see, it worked. I love Ballpoint. I wish Ballpoint was back. And you know what? Maybe low level will bring Ballpoint back. God bless.
It's just like no one got us. Low level got us right here. No,
that was so true.
They have such whimsical picks. That's what makes it fun here. In all honesty, here seeing picks that we wouldn't usually see, that Ballpoint especially, which was from a meta oh so long ago.
I miss it so badly every day. I just wistfully sigh and think of all of that whimsy that was Ballpoint meta. I mean, it's like you never realize how good you had it until it's gone. That's how I would put it. But
and then the patch.
Yeah.
And then the patch hits.
Single tier. But yeah, so it looks like we're 4-0 currently. Let's see if Nightmare is able to make a reverse sweep happen. I think that they're slowly getting their hang against this team, but Nightmare just keeps bringing out different picks that they have to learn how to grapple with. And I don't think Non-Binary Fuzz is giving them time to learn how to do that.
Yeah, you're completely right here. Non-Binary Fuzz is basically running circles around Nightmare. As we saw last game, basically being able to do whatever they want, even as the game progressed, not giving them a chance to get any proper footing. Or when they did, they said, and swept them right off their feet. They were not playing around. And when we're going into another Zones game, which was shown to be incredibly dominant, as we saw in game 1, and those pencils are definitely coming out.
For sure. And everybody seems to be incredibly excited about Barnacle and Dime right now. Everybody in the chat is spamming Barnacle. It'd be epic if we ended off on Barnacle, but I sort of hope we don't, because I think that Nightmare has the ability to take this back. They just need to have that a little bit of coordination, and they have to not fear Non-Binary Fuzz.
Yeah, you gotta go with full force, the Knights, we gotta move forward, go my Scarab, like, we gotta go, we gotta throw hands, it's like...
I'll put Barnacle as an announcement, I love that.
You're playing, let me see this.
No, it's an announcement. We love to see it.
Everything.
Why did Nightbot write it in the curly font? I'm dead.
It's in the freaky font. Yeah.
Freaky font.
In the freaky font. Barnacle. This is like Barnacle and Freak, bro. Like, I don't know.
Barnacle and Freak. I need to shop there. I need to go there.
Oh, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We're going. We're on our way. Say less. Is this even a question?
I'm calling the Uber right now. Okay.
Oh my God.
Get
we're
in
on
the car.
I'm being kidnapped now. Oh, it's so
We're going to
Maybe
Barnacle and Freak, and we're going now. All of our credit cards maxed. Okay.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have no money. My card. Well, I may as well just have credit card debt afterwards, because.
I mean, who isn't credit card debt? Let's put it that way.
Yes.
Okay, but Zones. I am curious to see if Non-Binary Fuzz is going to let up on their paint a little bit. I don't think so, but their paint is a force to be reckoned with. Let's put it that way.
Well, yeah. Again, they run back to those fundamentals of Turf War. Like Turf War, if you have paint, you have power, you have control. Paint is usually a huge indicator on the control that you have over the map, the area, and they take that to the max. And as we've been seeing here against Nightmare.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think that paint is going to let up, but I'm curious to see what comp they're going to run, because I feel like Non-Binary Fuzz has run a different comp each single time, like every single time, and they were able to master it each time as well. It's really amazing to watch that type of coordination. You can tell that these people have probably been spending a lot of time on these weapons. So yeah, it looks like we're still waiting for the match to start, so in the meantime, let's all just continue to spam Barnacle and talk about how we are going to spend massive credit card debt at Barnacle and Freak.
Freak! Did Dude, I can't get over that. Dude, we're literally going to be just spending all our money. This is the go-to shopping mall. First off, you got people fighting for their lives, you know, committing war crimes in the center right here while you shop at your shops. Like, I mean, might as well get some, like, stuff. Like,
no, you would...
do that.
You would catch me in the back with an Auntie Anne's pretzel just watching all of these children, like, kill each other with paint.
Like, literally though, it's like, oh my god, they have to have a Wetzel's Pretzels in there. If they don't have a Wetzel's Pretzels or like Splatoon World equivalent, I don't think it's Barnacle and Freak anymore. It's like
Wetzel's Pretzels.
No way! Oh my goodness, they're like little. They have like these little bite-sized like pretzels covered in like cinnamon sugar. They're so good. Oh, you're missing out, dog.
Stop! I'm about to be a freak at the Wetzel's Pretzels.
That's absolutely insane.
Okay, I take it back. My bad. No, never put me on the mic again.
No. This is getting crazy in the Barnacle.
Okay. We need to lock in. Okay.
We gotta
business numbers, paint.
Business numbers, business. Oh wait, what is it a reference to? Oh no, it's baby.
Oh god damn it. But at my big boy adult job, my coworkers and I like to say business, numbers all the time just to pretend that we're working.
It's like, gotta get that big girl money.
Yeah, for sure. No, for sure. How else am I gonna afford to do a shopping spree at Barnacle and Freak?
I mean, we could just throw away the bills and call it a day. What's credit card debt? Who needs that?
No, for sure. I mean, it's just fake money anyway.
Exactly, it's just number on the papers or whatever.
Okay, hopefully we'll get to start the match soon. Hopefully.
Yeah, I think
we will soon.
I hope so. Maybe fingers crossed. I think they should be getting ready to go here in just a bit, if anything. I mean, you can't keep the crowd waiting too long.
I mean, Fufu, I love yapping with you. Let's put it that way. I mean,
yeah.
do this all night.
Literally though, we got that energy, you know.
So true.
Yeah.
Never put us in the same room together. It's gonna go crazy.
Yeah, we got the appetite too. Like, we are never
appetite.
Appetite. I love that word. Oh my god, I found that word out like a couple weeks ago. And it's been living in my head rent free. Appetite is such a good one.
Gaming.
Oh, we're gaming.
Okay, we're gaming.
Wait, the blast room is. Ooh, they're playing
Rapid
chip.
Pro.
They're playing chip. I love that. Yeah, they're playing a chip comp.
That's awesome! I'm so excited to see this, and I hope that they're not taking away any of the paint. It looks like they're not with the Dread Ringer and the Zap. I think that their paint output is going to be similar. Adam, my paint god king. Alright, let's keep it up. And it looks like Non-Binary Fuzz has already got the paint on the ground. They already have the zone in control. They're trying to push into their, to Nightmare's, just plat area, but getting pigs all on the board, it's pretty bloody right now.
Oh, absolutely. Ritsuka's coming out from Nightmare, just trying to find the pig, not being able to quite find it as Non-Binary Fuzz is still constantly in control of the zone despite all the turf coming out. This might just be flipping in just a second. The shot taking a pig, but unfortunately going down by the blaster. Non-Binary Fuzz still having the zone in neutral, not quite letting up here, even if some of the members are going down. That is technically 2 down on Nightmare right here, but the zone still has yet to be in anyone's favor. Hello?
No, I noticed that Nightmare had the ability to flip the zone, but I think they were too focused on getting picks a little bit. They had the ability to just paint the floor, but it just wasn't really on their radar. So, ooh, 2 down on that reach slider cheese. That is, oof, that's 3 down on the side of Nightmare trying to get back out. You can see Non-Binary Fuzz is ready. They are coolered up. They are ready to go back quickly, and they are just trying to wait for Nightmare to drop so that they can get some yummy food.
Yeah, I'm assuming we both saw the pots of food down there. We are getting hungry here at Barnacle and Diamond. Oh my god, Non-Binary Fuzz already to catch 3 down on Nightmare. They're absolutely wasting no time. We see just how dominant their zones gameplay is right here. They are taking their time here and just... Oh, that was a force hit. That was a bomb. That was a bomb. Oh, that hurt.
Is ready to end this set. Let's put it this way. Unless Nightmare is able to get some picks and able to get paint on the ground, it looks like they may. There's 2 down on the side of Non-Binary Fuzz. They just have to paint the square here as much as possible. And there was honestly 1 left on the side of Non-Binary Fuzz. This is Nightmare's chance. This is their chance to get some points on the board, and that's exactly what they're doing. But there's 2 down, so let's see if they can keep this up.
Yeah, right now this is Nightmare's time to get those picks as necessary. Non-binary fuss. This is the last time. Well, this is a bad opportunity to be going down members here. All of them basically rushing in, trying to find an opportunity here. This Carbon coming up, finding two, but unfortunately going down at the same time. The zone being neutralized, but not for long here as Nightmare is still continuing to be in control of this. We are seeing that Zipcaster come out from Bleach, being able to find the pick as well, but going down. It is a lot of back and forth right here, but regardless of this back and forth, Nightmare still has these points ticking down.
This is Nightmare's chance. This is exactly what they needed. They just needed to get their Carbon set up. They needed to get the paint on the ground to get all of their teammates set up. And then lockout happens, and it looks like non-binary fuss just can't really get back in time. And the lead switches. This is exactly what Nightmare has needed. It looks like there's two down on the side of non-binary fuss. I don't think that this is going to work. And it looks like the score is now 4-1 on the side of Nightmare. That is crazy. I am so happy to see them come back from that. I think that is exactly what they needed in order to get a foothold on this match.
Oh my goodness, what an interesting turn of events right here. Nightmare just being able to take this all the way down to that knockout right here. They gave non-binary fuss literally a taste of their own medicine. It's exactly just once they were able to set up the Carbon, once they were able to set up all of their members here, they were able to catch non-binary fuss in a stagger right here. And I think that's it's just like they have the fast kill power on top of that compared to the chip that we have from non-binary fuzz, which is a lot more beneficial here it's a lot more beneficial for them here on this lockout moment where non-binary fuzz it's more efficient during their lockout, if that makes sense. So this might just be the turn they need. This is their first match of the game here. That's theirs.
Yeah, for sure. I'm so excited to see this, and that's probably exactly what they needed to get their mental back on track. They're like, yeah, okay, this is completely winnable. We can do this. It's not a full sweep. This can exactly be a reverse sweep. But I'm kind of concerned when it comes to Clams Umami, because they were struggling a lot on the past Clams match against non-binary fuss. So I'm not sure what's going to happen here. I feel like we can see the hammer come back out on non-binary fuss's side so that they can, have an entryway to put the clams into the basket. But we're going to need to see a huge defense on the side of Nightmare, because I think non-binary fuss is ready to end this set as fast as possible, but Nightmare is not letting it happen.
They really said in the last game right here. And here's a fun fact about not fun fact, well, there's a fun thing about Umami though. It is very much a lockout heavy map. I think it's going to be whichever team is going to be able to get a pretty heavy lockout here first is going to be having one heck of a point score right here. And honestly, they might just be able to bring that to a knockout. Again, the neutral on this map is arguably atrocious though.
Yeah, it's kind of miserable if it's in. Oh yeah, sorry, you just kind of were like, yeah, I just have to agree there.
It's like both of us are like beefing with Umami. Like honestly, Umami is. Yeah. I think it's. I think it's moral.
It's a map, and you know what? It has fans.
It's like, unfortunately.
No, I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna be a little bit in favor of Umami. And
no!
No, it's okay. I love that for you. No, you're good. You're good. And so it looks like we're just focusing on paint for non-binary fuss's side. We see the zap and the just the T-Tech and the sword. They know what works for them, and they're gonna continue with it. And they're not gonna let non-binary fuss take their sweep without a fight.
Yeah, absolutely. We are seeing a comp change here from non-binary fuss, bringing out a little bit more of the traditional short. Well, we have the edit, the stamper. I like their comp, is what I'm saying here. And we still have the same comp here from Nightmare from last game, which don't fix it if it broke. But non-binary fuss is going to be the first one to be getting that advantage here. Bleach already going at it, being able to grab two, leaving this match to basically fend for themselves. They are slowly coming in here, but I'm assuming we're seeing the Zipcaster in just a second as they continue to hold this for non-binary fuss. One for holding this is kind of crazy.
Absolutely, and it's huge kill on the side of Nightmare. Honestly, getting Bleach out with their special, that is a huge advantage that they have on non-binary fuss. And as you can see, it just looks like Nightmare is trying to get set up, but it doesn't seem like they have the coordination ready for them to get set up. Like, example, with that Carbon, they need the paint, they just aren't really able to get it, It looks like non-binary fuss is just, they have the power, they're trying to get set up, they are set up, they're just trying to make something happen here. There's no points scored at all. It looks like the clam economy is in Nightmare's favor, but who knows what can happen.
Yeah, they just need to find that opportunity, which might be happening soon, but going 3 down right there on non-binary fuzz. That climb economy is definitely in your favor. Exactly as I said, having, you gotta get that power bomb. Getting it, they do, just narrowly avoiding that bomb, but that clam for the first score of the game is going to be going to Nightmare here.
Absolutely huge play. I'm kind of sad that they died with the Zuka, but as long as they got points on the board, that is huge. It looks like Nightmare is holding 2 specials, waiting for their teammates to get back out, waiting for the cooler. Oh, and that is a huge kill on the side of Bleach. Oh my god, they are just chewing up Nightmare as much as possible. But you know, like we said, non-binary device doesn't have any points on the board right now. They have to make something happen, and so Nightmare's just preventing that as much as possible. But they're not going to let that happen. There's scores, there's points on the board right now, and this is non-binary Fuzz's opportunity to take the lead and get points and honestly lock out Nightmare like they wanted to.
Yeah, I love these strikes going out here, being able to wall out a lot of space here for Nightmare, basically stalling time to allow non-binary for us to get even more clams in, which we definitely did see on the board, but leaving their edge to just fend for themselves. That is going to be the end of that push here from non-binary Fuzz. Nightmare already making their way back to center, but now they have a new point goal to reach, which is 43 or lower here in order to take back this game.
And they, at least non-binary Fuzz has a huge penalty. They have a penalty of about a power clam and a few other clams, but ooh, that was a huge kill on the side of Nightmare. It looks like Nightmare, they have to make something happen here. They have to coordinate, they have to make sure that they're able to make something happen, and it's gonna be a huge feat, but I believe that they can do it. They have the opportunity to do it. It looks like they have mid right now. They're pushing non-binary Fuzz back into their base as much as possible. And, you know, non-binary Fuzz is just throwing all of their specials, trying to get back into mid as much as possible. But this isn't where they want to use their specials, let's put it that way.
Yeah, no, absolutely right here. It's like wanting to just save them for better times. But then there's the occasional moment where it's just like, screw it. Sometimes we might need the special in order to make that opportunity for later. So specials are a little bit on the silly end right here. But oh, non-binary was actually no, yeah, they do have a good hold on center right now. But it is not. Oh, that would hurt.
I'm very prone to dying by bombs, so that hit a little bit too close to home, but it looks like Nightmare is breaking their barrier. Ooh, they got a power clam, and they only need about 3 more clams to get the lead here, but I don't think non-binary Fuzz is going to be able to let them do that. They cleared them out really quickly, but this is more even of a game than you may think.
Yeah, no, absolutely. These point scores are not too far off at all. The shot being able to get a really good pick here on the carbon. I think the biggest problem is going to be like if that carbon gets set up, because we saw what that did last game as well right here. But non-binary is already back in this neutral. Their specials starting to come online. I think we're going to be seeing specials from each side right here. It's just a matter of who's going to be getting the number advantage here, which might just be non-binary Fuss. Zipcast is coming out, and with Nightmare being 2 down, this is now non-binary Fuss's opportunity to get some more points on the board. But we haven't seen them go in just yet.
No, they aren't able to. I mean, we saw the sword go out, try to distract, try to take their eyes off of it, but it looks like non-binary Fuzz was not able to capitalize off of that like they normally would want to. I think Nightmare has finally got their head in the game. They're able to like be like, okay, we just have to lock them out. We have to focus on the back line. They have to figure out who exactly to focus on. I think they should be focusing on the sword and the back line as much as possible, and then they have cooler. They're able to take the game. There's about 15 seconds left. Let's see if they can score this clam and get some points on the board.
Yeah, this is basically reaching the last opportunity to try and take this back right here or defend, depending on who you are right here. Zuka being able to find an excellent pick on the Zap, which is probably one of their best picks here as... Oh, wait, they're really double poking now that I think about it right here. But not... Oh, just 2 down on each side. This is still anyone's game. Bleach being able to find an extra pick here, but going down as well. We're in the very last stretch, and they might just...
Oh, no! No, my god! If it weren't for that suction bomb, they would have been able to score.
Wait, they did score! They got it!
Are they able
there's
to
no one
lead?
there! No, there's no one there. They just put the power clam in.
Oh my god.
That is unfortunate right there. An excellent defense there from non-binary.
What? Oh my god, how did they appear? Did they just spawn in? They just spawned in! It just happened.
I don't think they got it in time. I don't think they got it in time.
Crazy. That was a crazy final game to end it on. But I'm so glad that we were able to see Nightmare just show their true power, you know, because they took a game off of non-binary Fuzz. They were about to take this game off of them, but that final play was about insane. Pencil was the last one up, and they got the ball in, and what just happened?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if we could get a peek at what actually happened here, because you know they are seemingly pretty far out right there, and then the pencil was not able to get the clam in time. That's so unfortunate. Oh my goodness,
that would have been a crazy, I think 7th game if we were able to go to the next one. That was Honestly, hats off to that pencil. I think they knew what they needed to do, but they just weren't able to do it. That is crazy. And congratulations to Non-Binary Fuss on winning their final Ludi set.
Right here, what a game to end off right here for, especially if you're a non-binary fuss right here. Just being able to take 5-1 here. Even we had maybe one game where we went down in a very close final game right there, but it must be feeling pretty nice right here to just end off with a bang. Although playoffs aren't in the equation here, it's still like, all right. I mean, we can take this. We'll take it.
I had a fun time commentating with you, Fufu. I think those matches tonight were really even, really fun, and it was just a delight.
Oh my god, that goes both ways here. It was very much so fun. The energy was so there.
For sure.
That does definitely wrap up our block here. You guys are going to be having a match here very soon. But before we go, now, where can the lovely people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Nellfire, but with the 1 as the I, so Nellf1re, and you can find me around, just whatever, say hi. And how about you, Fufu? Where can we find you?
You guys can find me at @SplatFufu on Twitter for some art backline shenanigans back there. And of course the commentary shenanigans. But again, that does wrap up our block. Congratulations to Non-Binary Fuss for taking it home.
Absolutely. And I'm excited to see what the next set will bring for us. It looks like it's going to be commentated by Devi and Nito, so I'm excited to see that.
Yeah. Stay tuned, guys.
Bye.
You know, my favorite time of any day, on any night, is when the Ludi is on the same night as tonight. And tonight is one of those nights, because the Ludi is tonight, on Ludi tonight, on SplatoonTourney. I, I can't believe I just said all of that, because I came up with it and I was very scared I wasn't going to believe it. So, Dreamy
Bravo, Nito,
Wave,
bravo.
Crossfire, one of the matchups that I'm pretty sure we were going to watch anyway, but we just happen to be casting it.
Welcome everybody to the Div 3 Group D takeover, where the 3 teams in this whole group are 2 of them are playing and the other one is casting. I have a feeling this was totally intended, and I was not passing this up to commentate this, so I found it absolutely hilarious. Here we are. We're totally not scoping out the competition. I'm kidding.
Dreamy Wave, just know that we're always watching, and we start our watching here in Game 1. Clan Blitz on Scorched Gorge now. I'm sure we've already done our due homework, already done our research, but there is a group of fans and our lovely audience over here that hasn't seen as much as we have. Crossfire looking to confirm an undefeated season with winning this set will get them to 5-0. Dreamy Wave looking to keep their playoff hopes alive, get one win here, get them ever so closer to the playoff spots.
And like I said before, the 3 teams of this entire group are all present at this time. Of course, Griller's on comms, and then you got Crossfire and Dreamy Wave. Crossfire took the win off of us, the Grillers, last night, for those who didn't catch that set. Dreamy Wave here playing the Week 3 remake, and then we get to fight them Sunday night. But we're going to focus here and now. Of course, we played Crossfire last night. Nito, I know you were watching the time, but I got to witness it firsthand. Crossfire knows how to put out a lot of support and keep up the pressure together as a unit. Their pencil, of course, doing pencil things. I kept looking at all of their stuff, and between 7 to 10 coolers a lot of the times. But game 1's here, Scorch Rainmaker, and we see edits are being the chosen cooler weapon here for both teams. And of course, we got the custom range blaster appearing, the shots, and the squiffer, of course. Here's that squiffer that Dreamy Wave has on the board here.
That's going to be a Fusion Classic. They're opting to go for the range blaster and a move classic because they are a Swiffer one trick. So of course, I think it's the only classic they've got right there. But as you said, Crossfire is a team that, as I saw, that's very good at backing each other up, and you're starting to see a bit of that right now. Draco getting 2 assists with help from another player from Crossfire, quickly getting to work here. Flame King now has enough clams, and that wiper with actually Draco was able to carry enough clams as well. So that was a great backup there, great assist from Crossfire to get themselves some more points on the board, and a few more as Draco drops in a few more clams. That should be enough for their opening push.
It was a really good pinch play to attack the other side of mid by Crossfire to take down both mid line, which was a Squiffer and the custom range blaster, and even just getting it just as the bubble was popped, so it was very well timed. And even though they got the score, it was defended, so just there's 71 points there left on the board. We see Fusion going to pop this Kraken. I mean, they're going to displace a few, but see what they can find around mid. Getting 2 in the corner, is able to get those picks as one tries to climb up the wall. This is a pretty decent advantage, but the Squiffer gets takedown on the side, and then the shot also going down here. We see 3 members of Dreamy Wave up on the ramp here, but Fusion, of course, is going to be a nuisance with this blaster and just about getting taken down by the bucket, but does have teammate cover fire here and is able to stay alive. We see the edit flank happening here. This is something I know I personally love to do. Bravo, edit with that pinch play to help possibly try to get the score in, and they do, but 3 members did go down there. And they did get a couple more clams in, but it is stopped at 77. Really good defense there on the side of Crossfire.
Dreamy Wave, Crossfire brings the support, Dreamy Wave brings the flare. That is a gutsy play by the edit, and it actually worked out fairly well there, getting a pick and able to scatter a few players on Crossfire. Crossfire, though, one of the things they're able to do so well is stay tough and stick together, especially in sticky situations like that. As you see, NM's already got a cooler going up for Crossfire, but they've gotten 2 players down. They're going to have, it's just going to be NM and Draco currently defending the basket from any push that Dreamwave might have. There's already 1 player down, courtesy of Draco. Echo is there to back up. This is going to be a huge defensive play for Crossfire. It was almost scary there, but like again, we keep referring to how well they've been able to back each other up, not only in just with their weapons alone, but with the specials as well. I mean, and this is still very tough for Wolves to try to find a way back in. Crossfire doing very well defending their lead here.
Cross knows very well where they want to be and where they shouldn't be, especially when they see lasers or range. I've noticed as well, I'm looking up at who's going down on the top of the screen, and I've noticed that Crossfire is very good at picking off the blaster in most cases, of course, in that neutral area, but of course now they finally get that wipe on Crossfire, so Fusion's going to try to get up here with that Kraken and be more of a nuisance with this blaster, but I think he's going to get stuck in the detransformation, but two go down with it!
Wow, okay, that is... You could not have asked for a better Kraken play there. That's still room for the few more clams there. Actually throws one off. That was a bit of a bit of a mess up there.
Unintentional
It's
bank
totally
shot.
fine. Yeah, of course, intentional bank shot. It's something you see a lot in competitive Splatoon. But what you might see here is a KO push because Fusion only has one clam left. Actually, they have no clams left on the side of Dreamy Wave. Now they've got three. They just need to score one more in the nick of time. Can
There
they do it?
they
Yes,
go.
they did. Oh, wow, okay.
They
Dreamy
snuck
Wave
right
sneaks
through
one by.
underneath both midline. That was a really good time push. Fusion just had to push them back. The edit there was also to use their range, and they were able to hold the push. That's where the true strength of Dreamy Wave's comp comes into play, because it is very midline heavy focused with the blaster, the squiffer, and the edit that can all really combo off of each other. And then they have the one that can just kind of go everywhere between them all. So they just basically initiate or create the path for the teammate and cover all of the short range coming in, because the wiper had a hard time going through there. The bucket was kind of stuck back. And even the edit just getting a little bit antsy there and running forward, trying to get some of those extra picks. They just kind of went in underneath the basket where the mid ranges could just pick them off. So Dreamy Wave able to come back on that second push and just take it to a KO.
I like what Dreamy Wave is bringing to this matchup, because they said, well, Crossfire can bring teamwork, we can do it too. Then I like the way they're using Fusion as a bit of a smoke screen there, as I'm sure you saw from the replay earlier, but that was excellent work there, making sure Fusion stayed the focal point of whatever Crossfire was trying to counter with. And so they, as soon as those clams move in, it's like, move out of the way. All we need to do is score one. So that was all they needed, and that just worked out very well for Dreamy Wave. And we're gonna head into game 2 now, which is gonna be Sturgeon Shipyard on tower control on Sturgeon Shipyard.
Almost. I think my reverseness is wearing off on you, Nito. For those who don't know, I say a lot of things in reverse. And for those who have heard me on comms, it is usually reversed, and they just typically know that the call's reversed. But something that I noticed Crossfire was doing is that, like I said, I was looking up at who was alive during that neutral phase in middle, and there was at one point in time where they did a really good job at just keeping Fusion down on that blaster. And then once they lost track of it, Fusion was able to lead in there, and then the team was able to follow up. So they did a good job at keeping it down. They just lost track of it there, just couldn't get the pick on it when they were approaching, but just keeping up the pressure, and of course making them have to pick off the blaster is just kind of a big thing, because they know it is a threat to them, which can do a lot of damage, push back their comp. But they were getting the upper hand on it in the neutral game. I didn't see how they fully went around, but I think just a couple things were missed, and I think the shot went down as well. But either way, we're moving into tower control Sturgeon Shipyard, and of course here, both teams can have a pretty solid comp holding bridge. But of course, we're still gonna have that midline heavy comp from Dreamy Wave, which can be very annoying if it gets control.
Yep, absolutely. It can be one heck of a nuisance, especially on a map like this, where there's just so many ledges. And I mean, I speak of ledges, I already think, well, that's a good pick on a slosher. But then, of course, Fusion bringing out their custom rapid, so lots of things that can cover those ledges already as we start to see some opening plays from both teams. Both teams going one player down, but Clover's going to possibly try to make a move. Not going to pull out Azuka, try to get a few quick picks if they can. There's one pick for Crossfire, one pick for Dreamy Wave as well. Nice little arc shot there for Dream from Clover. And both teams are now at least one player down, but Dreamy Wave has gone past the first checkpoint. Almost getting towards that second checkpoint, but it's going to be contested by Crossfire very soon here.
Yeah, Dreamy Wave making this smart move that, you know, the bubble's there, but it's going to run out. It goes down the ledge. They know that there's two above. They're just going to play to their range. Again, midline heavy comp. They're going to stay above that ledge until they know that they have the advantage to be able to move up with that range that they have. So they're just going to stall it there for the time being. Fusion getting stuck out on the side. It looks like two members are down on Dreamy Wave in return for Crossfire's Wiper. NM here has Cooler at the ready, is of course going to paint around on the grates, pops that Cooler. It looks like two members of Crossfire did go down in the middle just before Cooler was popped. We see Fusion is just poking out this Wiper here, and Draco's kind of stuck between the Squiffer and the Blaster Fire, but now Fusion here actually almost getting that direct too, and then able to get that second shot on the edit. This is where they do not want the Blaster to be, and of course Fusion sees somebody just kind of trailing behind, wants to make sure things are around the side here. So I think this is a really good play, getting the Blaster back into a safe point so that they can just, you know, keep pressuring Crossfire back, and eventually they'll just take it forward little steps at a time as they keep picking off Crossfire.
Yeah, this is something I also noticed during that last set. Like you mentioned, I was the one watching it. But one thing I noticed is that they are very quick to pick out one player that might be straddling around somewhere. So Fusion backing up was the best possible move they could have made here. And it's also popping a Kraken. It could have been the best possible move, but they got bounced off. That's going to be very close. There, 1 point remaining. Just enough for Dreamy Wave to get the second KO win of the set, already bringing up 2-0. That was quicker than I could finish my sentence. They just took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah, like I said, the midline heavy comp is going to be very annoying when it has control. And we could even see from the Wiper's perspective, the Wiper was stuck in a lot of places, just down in pit on the snipe. They tried to go up, try to get an advantage, but was just kind of blocked by the Squiffer and Blaster poke. And then the edit was nearby if one of the other two weren't. And other than that, just the short-range weapons are just getting pushed back, and Crossfire's getting picked off one at a time here, and they couldn't really contest it. And the Squiffer had bubble ready at two really key times here when the checkpoint was broken, and it's going up to finish time here. And of course, even at first checkpoint, the bubble was there as well. Fusion also had that Kraken. Fusion definitely had a wild ride there, just flying off to the side from the tri-strikes and getting shot off. But the Kraken was well timed to help get it towards the 1 point, and then just their teammate there was able to help hop on afterwards so they could secure that KO.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen knockback like that. That was, I guess I learn more and more about this game every time I either watch it or play it. And maybe this is the last thing you want to hear from a Div 3 player, but to be honest, things like this just happen out of nowhere, and all of a sudden it's like, huh? That can happen?
You play on the grillers. This shouldn't surprise you.
There's a lot of things that surprise me. Like, did you know Game 3 is Undertow Spillway?
Yes. Because I played it.
I'm doing really bad, guys. If you guys want
okay,
a free
Nito.
agent...
I'm patting your back right now. You're fine.
If you guys want a free agent... No, I'm kidding. No. Game 3, Undertow Spillway. Main Raker. It's one of... I'm losing track of what I'm saying. It's one of the map mode combinations ever. I mean, it can't be better than Mako Tower. It can't be worse than Triggerfish Zone. So it's good.
We're back onto the speedy one. Raidmaker here should be in Crossfire's advantage. They are a fast-paced front team, but again, Dreamy Wave has a lot of midline. We'll see if maybe Crossfire is going to maybe bring something out to help get through that middle. And of course, there is the one change. The Neo Machine is appearing as well.
Ooh,
and we've got a Reflux. Missiles all the way.
Welcome back.
I love seeing the
SplatoonTourney.
Refluxes. Like, they can put out so much extra that people don't realize. And of course, ones that get used to their mechanics as well are deadly.
You talk about the midline comp. How about some paint comps? I mean, that's going to be just as helpful, I believe, to Dreamy Wave, especially the team that's so mobile as Dreamy Wave. And as I say that, 2 players going down on Crossfire, 1 on Dreamy Wave. It's going to be Fusion that goes down. But look at this. They're already going straight for that first pedestal. Going to need to make it past this one Wiper who's giving him a lot of hard time. Draco gets away with 2 picks there. Might get away with a few more with this, but with this, as Hammer gets 2 picks before going down themselves. Marin credited with the pick on that Wiper, but my goodness, Dreamy Wave knows that as soon as they see an advantage, and as soon as they have all the pain needed, it is just go from there. But it's going to be Crossfire that takes the lead this time.
Blinking here, taking the lead, just making sure that they can put some distance between Rainmaker and Checkpoint, but it looks like the Rainmaker was taken down just before Checkpoint was claimed. So Checkpoint denied, and we see Whoop here is going to take the Rainmaker and maybe just take it down, use it just as a weapon to get back closer to mid, but they don't have any want to reset it right now, but they do know that somebody was nearby as their teammate went down on the left there. We see Draco just trying to make a presence on the right. We see the Hammer coming out, and the Edit is not that far behind, and Rainmaker goes down on the side. Flynn King is back up, taking, making the path for the Rainmaker here. We know one more's in middle, that Zuka's ready to go. Rainmaker's been popped. Going by what's here, maybe they can get Checkpoint, but I did hear the Kraken appear, so if that Kraken is going to come back around, I didn't see where it got popped. It might have been on the other. The curling bomb!
Oh.
Wait! Oh, the curling bomb! What a... Good job. Good job.
Oh, Wolf! This is what I mean when people surprise me every day. Every time there's a surprise, and it's trying to be Wolf showing us how underappreciated Reflux is. I mean, that isn't... Well, first of all, that is an excellent curling bomb play, so we don't appreciate curling bomb plays that... I don't think we do, but my goodness, that was awesome.
And on this map in particular, Nito, Dreamy Wave has a double curling bomb here, and it just takes away the paths through middle.
Jeez, you're right. That's so funny. Dreamy Wave. I don't like... if you bring... I don't remember if this is in the map list or the reschedule, but if they bring this to our match, first of all, why? Secondly, that is awesome. And there was 2 players down currently on Dreamy Wave, but my goodness, I learn something new every day. I'm going to keep saying it over and over again. As Draco pops his Hammer, almost gets a pick on Wolf. Boom does go down eventually to something off screen, but that's going to be Crossfire possibly taking his first pedestal unless Marin has anything to say about it.
Marin and Fusion have this first checkpoint on lock, and I'm just kind of stuck in the corner, but of course... Fusion is, I believe that had to have been kind of a response. It's just like, Marin's got this. I'm going to go look at somebody else and push them back. So Dreamy Wave just has this first checkpoint on the lockdown. This is kind of a point where Crossfire really needs to figure out either a different approach or maybe see how they can possibly get a greater advantage. Because, of course, even if they take one member down, if they take down the short-range weapon, they still have a lot to get through. There we go. The Hammer trying to take the lead. That goes 1 for 1, but it looks like 2 go down now on the side of Crossfire. That isn't exactly what they're looking for. They do have 1 Zuka at the ready from this Neo machine. Of course, is just trying to be protected by NM right now, who is able to get a pick. There's the Zuka shot. We see Woom put the Rainmaker on the sidelines. One other is in middle there. I believe that is Fusion, and they're just coming back strong. And here comes another Kraken from Fusion, just ready to go take on this side here.
I mean, I'm glad you talked about trying to find another way in or another way to take advantage of advantages, because I've seen this trend in the set where even if one of the players go down, say Fusion or whatever, there's just so much pain to their advantage that there's nothing else they need to do, and there seems so patient, so calm in how they play, and just so trusting in each other. Like you mentioned, having one player...
I also just noticed something, Nito. I had... you remember how I was talking about how I'm in reverse before?
Yes.
I had the colors reversed. Crossfire's in the lead by a single point. It's Dreamy Wave who does have to keep up this aggression. They have the defense. And it looks like that they do have that offense. But Crossfire is holding them back just in time. And the Rainmaker gets picked off on the side here in a corner. This could be really tight. It's just NM left alive. Dreamy Wave, we see Clover going on the side. Fusion is going to support this ledge. Overtime has happened. They need to get this pop here too.
Pistoled her.
They do. Yeah, they didn't quite get it. Oh my gosh, I didn't see that until wait, color reverse on my mind. It is Dreamy Wave who is behind by a point. Wait a second. But I still make my point solid. It's like Crossfires, from what I saw, as they kept pushing, were getting stuck on the defense a lot. And I still make that same point. But it was towards the end where Dreamy Wave had to really, like, switch their strengths there to be able to try to get that last push. And again, you could see it on the end where Crossfire, like, what they were doing was stalling. And when I looked at that, I was like, wait a second, I had it backwards the whole time. Oh, that's a Doobie L moment right there. Oops.
That we need to put that griller out of reverse and put it into drive. And if you drive manual, then it's first gear even. That gets you forward. At least it should. I think 9 out of 10 times first gear does get you going forward. So don't quote me on this. I'm not a mechanic. Don't quote me on that.
We're both having a time.
We both are having our time of our lives. So we're going to go to 4-game on Ruins Umami Zone Splat.
I love it. I think my brain just exploded from that, even though it just like, wait, okay, processing. Oh, okay, that's what he meant. Just look at the picture. Just look at the picture. Don't look at the words. You know.
We're having a real crowd strike moment. That's all I'm gonna say. But game 4, Mommy Ruins, Crossfire now got some points on the board. You talk about the midline comp, and that on paper alone looks like this could be a nice little breeze for Dreamy Wave. And just from that alone, but I don't know. I think Crossfire is a team that can take this zone very quickly, especially with all the things given in their comp and their builds. So let's go ahead and see what goes on here.
They do have a lot of over middle pressure, which is good. They have the machine that they are keeping for this one as well. The machine can take a lot of middle control there, but it looks like the Crossfire is just kind of waiting for now. I think they're going to try and build special while Dreamy Wave takes the first advantage here. And of course, they get that one pick on Fusion, and now they're going to attack the zones and see if they can keep that advantage to move in for a lockout bit here to see if they can just, get those points that they need. Oh, that hammer throw just about getting it there. The edit just covering for Fusion, who's kind of stuck on the bottom right now, and the Zuka nearly picking off Draco. Booyah Bomb gonna try and stall in the corner here. It looks like it was aiming for Womp. Womp does go down. I didn't see exactly to what, but Echo is just kind of on the bottom in the pit there, and got a pick in the pit. Flinking did get a direct there, but of course didn't. No pick has happened. Clover is trying to look for a way in. This zone is ticking down fast. There's the Zuka online for Clover. Let's see if it's going to get anything. That's 2 shots fired and no picks. Doesn't able to find NM, and the Zuka is not able to get a pick to try to help them here. It looks like the blaster is going down. Clover here just trying to get this paint out, is able to get a pick on the side, and with help with paint cover on the zone is able to take that one side, but they don't have full control yet. I take that back. Now they have full control, and NM is able to get out alive.
Wow, okay. So Crossfire and Dreamy Wave, the way they're both playing, I think Crossfire, like he said, they do know when at least to push in and when they... I'm sure Crossfire has some awareness of when they have, quote, enough, end quote, to make that push. Because they were clearly waiting for something to happen in that first push there. But so far, I mean, Crossfire is maybe waiting too much here as Dreamy Wave able to get back on the action very quickly here. Fusion trying to jump out isn't able to do so. Two players down on both teams as Echo tries to make a quick pick there. There goes Woof. Could it be Clover goes down as well? Actually, Clover gets Clover gets the pick there, but Crossfire still contesting both zones very, very tightly here. One player going down. That's going to be zone control swapped over to them. Draco gets a trade that gets both teams 2 players down. And oh my goodness, Crossfire keep themselves in it even though they were struggling for a while there. Crossfire has enough to get themselves back in.
Crossfire opting to not finish recapping that zone there, even though Draco did go down on it. It still stalled out the zone to keep it neutral. And now they finally got it back. It looks like they're keeping an eye on the blaster fire. You can see Draco's trying to put out a fight in mid, but Clover able to get it, but picked off in return. Fusion's going to try to take this side angle, but is in a pickle here. Fusion is still alive somehow. Never mind. There we go. Draco finally able to take down Fusion, but Fusion just staying alive for as long as possible. And really nice hammer here. I know it didn't get a pick. It just about did. I was like, please let me eat my words. That would have been hilarious. Zuka fire out from Zuka out from Clover, isn't able to find anybody, and just the fight for zone is real right now, Nito. I don't know what else to say.
Eventually, you gotta say enough words to accurately describe what's going on stream, and that's 3 players going down, possibly, quite potentially. That's a delayed wipe, actually, for Crossfire, so well done there, but so far, both of these teams, it doesn't look like it, but actually it does look like it. What am I saying? It's very close here from what I can tell, and I know that is very insightful analysis here from my side, but so far both of these teams have been able to counter each other so well to the point where it's still decently close, and needs to actually hold control of the zone. They got rid of at least 1 point, bringing them to 20 remaining. Dreamy Wave still has a penalty point or some penalty points to clear out, so Crossfire has at least some breathing room, and they still have control of at least one zone, preventing Dreamy Wave from clearing those checkpoints. But there go 1 player down. It's all up to Echo. Echo's the only one alive, gonna try to get some jumps in for Crossfire, as Crossfire is looking at another defense situation here.
Yeah, Crossfire does have the lead right now. It isn't by much, but both teams do have penalty. Echo here is able to hold out, is just doing paint, but does get taken down from the side. Bloomfear just trying to output paint, does have that bubble, is going to block off the one side, so it can't be taken right away. But it did block that hammer, though, or the hammer's trying to help get rid of it. We see the buckets ready on one side. Looks like the edit is taken down. Now penalty is ticking down for Dreamy Wave. We see the Booyah Bomb out from Fling King, seeing what side it's going to go on. It's going to go on middle. Did try to aim for that shot. It did force the Zukas out. Zuka's firing away. Draco gets a pick. Draco's going to fight in middle, getting another pick. Fling King's on this side here. He's going to try to find the Squiffer here. They're going to try to neutralize the zone, and they did more than just neutralize it. They capped it, stopping that overtime. That was at, I believe, it was at 18 ticks left of penalty.
2-2, the set is tied, bringing us a little further from the nightmare scenario of teams potentially being 4-1. So thank you to Crossfire for now. But one thing I noticed at the end there, when Dreamy Wave was at overtime, as soon as Crossfire had 2 of their specials, I'm actually not sure if it was the Booyah I was watching out for, but as soon as they got some of these specials, they just popped it instantly. There's the Booyah. A few seconds later, you're going to see the Zuka come out, and as soon as they get 1 pick, everyone starts collapsing in on this what's Crossfire's right side of zone. So I don't know if I could quite call this a new approach, but now they're starting to see what's working, and I think this is where Crossfire might be able to turn the tides of the set. So we're going to see what happens in Game 5 in Museum, but I think maybe these last 2 games were a proving ground for Crossfire. Like, I don't want to say a test lab, but now they know what's working for them. As soon as they have 1 pick, and heck, if you want to specify it to one side, it's a collapse. Just collapse on that side. We'll see what happens. Let's just throw random stuff in there. Go.
Yeah, no, it's something that, like, I know Crossfire can do, and I think the Wiper had cooler as well, which also helped signify the push forward. But as soon as they had the 1 down at that point, again, specials were triggered. It was a nice stagger of specials as well from Crossfire to help lead in. Like, we did see that Booyah Bomb. You did mention the next one appear, and that's what helped the Wiper to go straight on forward through, followed by others. It just triggered the extra special pops from Dreamy Wave, and just continued carrying on. Now, this one's going to be definitely an interesting one, seeing which approach they're going to take, because of course you got Clamblitz on Museum, you've got that flank route, you've got the box route. The Reflux is making a return, but we have Crab Edit appearing from Marin.
Will that be debit, or will it be credit from Marin, bringing out the heavy credit, and I just love credit. I don't know, it's so silly, but we're here at Ludi tonight. We're all about silly, so if you have some silliness in you, be sure to contact us next Ludi season. But so far, Clover, Clover's going for a nice little flank. It's not.
It
quite
was a
flank,
really nice
but
attempt. It was a very nice attempt, Nito.
yeah, I love it. It's not a flank, but I like what they're doing there. At least trying to poke into Crossfire and get themselves moving, and at least see if it's a pick. Then that's good. Okay, wow. Okay, nice little telekinetic pick there by Fusion. I know it wasn't actually Fusion, but that was really funny to
No,
watch.
that
60
was-
points remaining.
That was, you're going in a corner, and then Zuka just finishes them off. Now that is team coordination right there. You've seen it here, folks. You see.
Just kind of Zuka jump scare. Welcome to Splatoon 3, I suppose. There's Fusion actually getting another pick with the blaster, but now it's the Kraken. There are no clams on the side of Dreamy Wave, so this might be the end of this push. But I mean, they still have enough picks to where, you know what, you may as well put another one in there. There's Marin getting up to 15, getting Dreamy Wave up to 15 remaining. That's a nice job for Dreamy Wave. A huge first push, getting themselves down to 15 remaining, and that, I mean, that was almost relentless from Dreamy Wave there. Now, it's almost as, it really is as simple as me saying they kept Crossfire staggered at some point. That was very well done there.
Yep, they were able to just keep them in the corner, just pick them off one by one, get that push all the way down to 15. We see Clover's gonna try and take off the Zuka here. Yep, is going to take that win. Hammer appearing. They still got a couple shots with Zuka. Isn't able to find it there, but is able to find it on the final shot. And of course, now the call out has happened where one was hiding on the box. Is going to retreat. NM's going to try and hold that bottom corner. Is going to try to see if they can just keep him back enough for the rest of Crossfire to possibly get some resources to just put Dreamy Wave in a corner. And this is kind of what they want. You can see that Dreamy Wave was in the back, but Fusion is going to go try and cause some chaos in the middle to stop this pressure from being applied. So Fusion putting themselves on the bottom here is still alive on the side. Booyah Bomb going out. Echo's gonna move in, is going to have to move back out because there's more members of Dreamy Wave by the basket. Crossfire here doing what they can to find this opening. Fusion get takes down. Echo trying to go in, but is taken out by Clover and Marin. I heard a hammer appear. It is trying to go take down the plat. There was Fizzy. There's another hammer. There's a lot appearing from Crossfire right now. Let's see if they can get a few picks on Dreamy Wave and make a push happen.
Alright, 2 more picks, yes, and you shall receive, except it's coming from both teams here. Dreamy Wave actually now getting the shorter end of it. There are 2 players down. This is where Crossfire has to get back from what they learned that last match. They have the advantage here. All you need to do is collapse on it, and that clam basket can be yours, and it is NM able to get the first score for Crossfire. They still have a few players down on the side of Dreamy Wave, so they can at least keep this up for a bit longer. But Dreamy Wave has a crab that goes down to a hammer.
Crab!
Great job there, Echo. Able to put a few more clams in. That good lead is almost as good as gone, and it's gone as quick as that. Crossfire said Dreamy Wave brought the heat. Crossfire is going to bring more heat with the fire. And I don't know what I'm saying. They're already up 7 remaining. Everything's gone now. Ugh.
Welcome to what happens in the heat of the moment. But it is stopped. The game is not over yet. We're approaching a minute left. There is resources and power clams on the side of Dreamy Wave. They do have the option to try to go here, but Fusion taken down in the transformation there. I could see what Fusion was trying to do, just unable to pull that side off. It looks like 2 members of Dreamy Wave going down now. Crossfire is not gonna give them any space to work with. They're not gonna let these weapons have time to take advantage against them. Fusion goes down. That is a huge pick for Crossfire. I heard a hammer appear. I don't know where it is, but I heard it. And here it is. Almost getting the pick there, pushing Dreamy Wave to the side, but they are just trying to keep Dreamy Wave away from this basket and taking control. They did get the wiper though. This is a start.
Watch for Crossfire's 2 specials. They have 2 of them remaining, but they're going to wait for Dreamy Wave to make the move here. They have the Booyah already. Actually, the Booyah Bomb popped out. Wait for that. I'm going to expect that Zuka to come out
Fusion's
within the
on
next
that right side,
5
though.
seconds. It's got to come out sometime soon because Dreamy Wave
Kraken's
has
ready.
the power climb. Here's a Kraken coming out. Here's a lot of things. This could be lots of power. This could be a lot of power climb for Dreamy Wave. This could potentially be the lead. They've already got one player down. They might have a second down. That's 2 down. 1 player down for Crossfire, or for Dreamy Wave, though. Okay, I think I got the number. I think we got the... No, we don't have the colors mixed up. I have the colors mixed up. You're not the only one. That's it's the Crossfire one.
Ta-da! The Dreamy Wave was close at the end there, just the Kraken was not able to find any picks, just trying to get that one pick on NM, shooting itself a little too far, unable to get that pick. NM was able to try to be, even though if a Splatling's not fully charged there, it'll still look as a bit of a threat. And going from there, but had Crossfire stuck in the corner there, or not Crossfire, Dreamy Wave in the corner there, just could not get the picks that they needed to get that clam towards the basket. And even though it looked like Marin and I can't remember who else was there, it was Marin and one other were fighting to try to get that overtime to start, but was still taken down by Crossfire. And Crossfire here just showing that what they see this weakness now that Dreamy Wave has, and they are going to use that to their advantage. And so far, it is working from them. They have now taken the lead in this set, 3-2.
And we are that closer to finally escaping the nightmare 4-1 scenario. I'm not going to stop talking about it because I feel like when I see... If we do enter that scenario and I see all 3 of us at 4-1, I am just going to sit there and wait and just watch the challenge page until I figure out what 2 teams are going into the playoffs. But you know what? Crossfire is currently in the lead, so...
Thanks for giving me more pressure, Nito. I appreciate it.
No. This is not... There's no pressure at... Maybe there is pressure. I'm doing good at something. Maybe it's not casting, but it's something. As we head into game 6.
You're fantastic at this. Don't take yourself down on that one. You're fine. Don't worry.
Whew. I mean, it's a late...
Fish Market Tower Control, Nito.
Yes!
What's gonna happen here?
Games!
Tell the lovely audience, what's gonna happen for Hagglefish Tower Control?
2 teams will compete in Splatoon 3's mode Tower Control, and a winner will be decided. Will it be within 5 minutes? Who knows? Tune in to Ludi tonight on SplatoonTourney while one of the commentators loses their mind.
I don't think it's just one. I'm pretty sure mine's gone too, but you know.
It's 9:52. I'm already like that. If you can imagine, my mind is stocks. Now is the time to buy into Nito mind stocks.
All right, but going in more specifics here, Crossfire has a set strategy that they have. They've used pretty much the same comp throughout the entire time. It's been a bucket, a wiper. I say bucket between the slosher and the machine that we've seen, and then they have the shot, the wiper, and the edit. That has been their go-to. And as we can see, the swap to the machine has been very useful for them. For this one, Dreamy Wave, of course, has been swapping the Swiffer and the Reflux, otherwise keeping similar. And the edits have swapped from vanilla to the credit. And now we can see that Crossfire is putting on more pressure. They're getting a lot closer. I find the way Crossfire is doing this is that they're finding, they're getting that one pick and then just making sure that they can get in to close range, because Dreamy Wave's disadvantage is close range fights right now. And Hagglefish Market, being the open map that it is, of course, looks like it should have the advantage with its mid-range focus here, but one unseen flank can change the whole thing.
Yeah, I think any team pulls off the unseen flank. I saw it in the first game.
We changed the range blaster.
I hope I see it here. It's gotta be Dreamy Way that pulls off the sneaky flank, but from what I saw in that Zones and Mommy game, this could be the map. Just the map itself for Crossfire, because Crossfire, what I saw in that Mommy Zones game is that as soon as they have 2 specials with which they can lean to one side on, it is just send Draco up there and see what the heck happens. And it worked out well on that Zones and Mommy game. And I don't know, it's weird saying it, but map is the perfect shape for movement like that again. And we might even see more of it here.
Great bubble
nice
time.
pop by Woof with the bubbler. I want to say barely, but just completely blocks off that Zuka.
It's Hammer time. Hammer getting one pick, trying to find Clover, just a little undershot, but it was a good aim throw there. Flame King here is going to use the tarp, the tent, whatever you want to call it, canopy, to try to see if they could get a little bit of paint onto the crab. Wasn't able to and was getting picked in return. We see the edit is up close and personal here underneath the ledge, just adding some pressure on the side. Clover is now up and over, but of course the machine knows it's there. The call-out has been made. We can see the extra pressure from the machine to try to get Clover off, but of course it hasn't happened. Clover's still there, able to get one, but there is a trade that happens. 2 down. We're on the side of Dreamy Wave now, or not Dreamy Wave, Crossfire, and Dreamy Wave is still just pushing strong here.
Oh, it's gonna be a strong move for Dreamy Wave. Can they get the just barely pushed, or actually pushed off by that Booyah Bomb there. Dreamy Wave gonna have to wait a little longer before they can get this KO win over Crossfire, but it's still looking to be a very real possibility here as Dreamy Wave continues to hold down Crossfire very tightly here. Fusion having to back up just a little bit, but quickly gets that pick. All right, back to business on that tower. It might not take him too long here, just because of how well they've been doing so far. Up to 2 remaining. Oh, it's so close. 2 players going down on each side. It's all up to Fusion. It's just Fusion. It's just Fusion. And Fusion's all they need. 3 players jump into the tower. Dreamy Wave has this on lock. Oh my goodness, but Crossfire already has 3 players up right on the tower. Still 2 players down. Crossfire doesn't let up. Dreamy Wave doesn't let up. But eventually a team has to win, and it's Crossfire that wins the battle here.
At that point in time, Fusion, I finally get to say it to you. The other team needed to know, where's the blaster? Fusion will know exactly what I'm talking about when this is played back. But Crossfire staying alive during this set, and now finally are able to get a push off. We see the Swiffer up ahead just trying to keep out Draco. Clover trying to take this top side here, but Clover does pop that strike. Fusion's just in the middle there, just putting out some poke to keep people back. The hammer from Draco is out, and just the members of Dreamy Wave are in a nice defense spot until they get picked off by Azuka. And now just Crossfire just bringing everything back.
Okay, well, this is the same scenario. It's funny because this is the exact same scenario we saw in the last set. Dreamy Wave gets off a huge push, and now Crossfire, actually Dreamy Wave has Crossfire even more beat this time around, so it's going to take quite the mountain for Crossfire to climb if they want to get themselves into the lead here. At this point, a lead just may as well just be a KO victory here. But Crossfire has Dreamy Wave in that same position Dreamy Wave was in earlier, or actually Crossfire was in earlier. So this could spell good news for Crossfire. But Dreamy Wave, just like Crossfire did earlier, holding them down tightly here. It's going to be very close. But 2 players already going down for the side of Crossfire, and it's going to be up to that one shot who has to back up here. Echo does so very quickly. There are 23 remaining for Crossfire as we head into the last few seconds of the matchup. It's still almost Dreamy Wave's gaining leads here, but Crossfire has proven very scary throughout these last few minutes, so we'll see what they respond with very soon here.
Marin here trying to use the crab to put space out in middle, and it looks like a lot of fizzy bombs coming their way, and just having to use the crab shield to defend themselves, and almost going down to the fizzy again. Just all of these bombs are going towards Marin. I definitely know how this feels, of course. That was a lot to deal with the snipe from Woof, but we see Echo is just trying to take Woof down here on that Swiffer. We're nearing overtime here, and Crossfire does have the tower. They do have Zuka online. Clover is just going to be up there, but I think they're anticipating that. They were! Because Clover has done that at least 3 times now. I'm sure that they were prepared for it. It's almost there. They got the bucket down. That's 2 down. The hammer's out for Draco. Just trying to defend the tower, but the hammer goes down. That is a wipe, and Dreamy Wave is able to defend, but Crossfire able to stay alive and bring it all the way back up to 20, though, Nito. That game was not over until it was over.
Hope you weren't holding your breath because, oh my goodness, that was dead on. That was very, very close. And that game 9 is starting to come into view with every match here. And I fully believe that if game 9 happens, I get to say, I told you so. And if it doesn't, then that's a commentator's curse for the ages. But, wow. I mean, just look at the replay. This is one of the best plays I've seen this season.
This was great.
This is incredible. Last stand by Fusion to get themselves up to 2 remaining. Look at it. They're so close. And then Crossfire responds. Just absolute chaos right on top of the tower. But oh my goodness, Fusion comes in clutch. I know at some point during these replays we're going to see that last push by Crossfire. But both of these teams coming through exactly when they need it the most. But Dreamy Waves holds on just a little bit more. That gives them the edge here.
Yeah, that was just things you can do with a blaster, and like that wave breaker pop as well was great timing just to help give that extra just poke and all that. And I know they knew where Fusion was, but at one point in time, I don't think I've ever had the chance to commentate Fusion since LTC 2022 when Fusion made the comment of "Where's the Hydra?" while commentating me, and I will never forget that. It's something that I will always remember. I had to say it back at some point in time, but that was a fantastic moment there from Fusion, and Dreamy Waves still holding on, even though Crossfire was in a really good position to take that back there. Just going down at the end there and just unable to take it, but they brought it all the way back up to 20. It was really solid towards there in overtime. And it was not over until it's over. But moving on, we are now on Rainmaker Robo Ramen.
I don't even know what to say. I'll be honest. I say something and then I don't know. I can say something and then eventually we're gonna get like a 1-4 in which the 1 wins, and then all of a sudden LeBron James comes in and starts playing for Dreamy Wave, and then I don't know. Eventually a skyscraper starts flying, but
now that is a Dreamy Wave. Now
don't get caught in the crossfire of that pun. I didn't.
The audience is booing at us. Let's talk about the game here. Rainmaker has been popped. We're in a neutral state, and we see the first Zuka being popped, and I'm pretty sure Echo's going to have one to return here pretty quickly. Unless if they go down, nope, they are going to stay alive. It is actually Dreamy Wave's, Dreamy Wave's shot that gets picked off, and it looks like Draco gets picked off as well. Missiles are being fired, and we see it's just still a big neutral play here, but of course Echo is going to be in the corner here, but has been found, is going to take out the reflux, and we see the members of Crossfire are going to approach and take this corner area of street. Echo is just going to go right up to Snipe and be like, I'm going to play up ahead. The more further back up close we can be, the more we have an advantage on you.
Woo! Quick push there from Crossfire, and they have all the popping power in the world. Fusion just barely. I love. Oh my goodness! I talked about the knockback at some point, but that was ridiculous. Fusion just almost completely just stopped there, but Crossfire gets it up to 35 remaining, and he gets a few more players down from Crossfire. Dreamway gets a few more players down from Crossfire. Clover here painting for special, I believe, but that is. Wow, huge first push from Crossfire.
Yeah, absolutely. Rainmaker, I do believe, is one of Crossfire's stronger modes from what I have seen, and just knowing how this team plays. And in return, they're not going to let any little advantage slip at this point. They know that they need to just be up in their face, but Fusion's the only one left alive here as 3 members of Dreamy Wave get taken down, but this is going to be another Fusion moment, just staying alive, just going to cause some pressure here, doing what they can, but of course, we're stuck in a corner finally, but Fusion doing all that they can to just try to stay alive and keep Crossfire from just overtaking their plat.
I mean, Fusion at this point, I think I'm starting to realize that's all they need. That's very. I like how well Fusion is able to hold things down on their own, but Dreamy Wave so far, now we're halfway into this set, hasn't scored a point with that Rainmaker yet. but Fusion able to do so well, trying to poke out NM there. But you start to see the specials come out. That is almost rapid deployment of these specials. I'm going to see that Hammer come out there. He's also heard the Kraken come out, so there's the Fusion going into mid there. Still working with that Kraken start, still trying to see what they can make happen, but ultimately not much comes out of it as both teams still fighting for some level of control here, still fighting for at least one advantage. It might actually be Dreamy Wave because they've got one pick. Flink King nearly goes down, but able to jump out before any danger happens as we see Dreamy Wave make the first pickup of the Rainmaker.
They take the first pickup of the Rainmaker, but Fusion does get taken down as they're trying to take the Rainmaker and just unable to climb up the pedestal. Just the paint was not in their favor and just kind of stuck on the corner, unable to get checkpoint. Clover goes down as well on the bottom corner there, and we see NM just going to take it. The Crossfire has Cooler. They're just going to take it right back towards the other side, but we see the Kraken coming out in middle here, going to try and go for this Rainmaker, is able to make the great shot and gets it stuck on the grate here.
I thought you said grape shot for a moment. I'm like, well, I mean, they're all purple, so it
they
makes
are
sense.
purple ink.
Yeah, exactly. It all makes sense. You've never seen an orange grape before, but maybe we don't need to see one because there's already 2 players down on the side of Dreamy Wave. Echo proving to be very, very. Oh wow! Oh, okay. Suction bomb. Suction bomb.
Echo totally
double.
planned this.
Yeah. I mean, when all else fails, suction the bomb and the double happens. I think that's what the rule is. I think, but Fusion going around trying to make a pick happen with this blaster almost goes down to that, but it's all up to the Kraken to see what they can do.
No.
Falls through the grates. Oh
wait, no, it went in
at
their
least comes
advantage.
back for the assist. At least comes back for the assist. I think it works.
Robo Ramen is the one place where, even though Kraken has a weakness on grates, Kraken can still get you through grates on this map. They're not safe from a Kraken. I mean, you can still use it to try to get away from one, but they're still gonna try to jump at you like small fry. But Dreamy Wave here now with the Rainmaker, of course, overtime is going to happen. There's 2 members of Crossfire down. They need to make sure that they know where Echo is.
Ooh.
Echo almost got that Rainmaker. They're going to break check here now, and they need to make sure Crossfire cannot move in. And we see Marin up on the snipe trying to keep Draco back. We see the other 3 on the top left. This is going to come down to the wire here. It looks like Fusion gets picked off. Draco's still underneath. Marin's still trying to find that pick, but it looks like Draco gets picked off, but I think the Rainmaker or Marin gets it. 2 members down by Crossfire. There's still NM in that top corner. It looks like Booyah Bomb is going to go out. Members coming in from the top left, and was it the Booyah Bomb that got it? I can't see. The camera wasn't there.
It looks like it. The Rainmaker is just from the top of this. It looks like the Rainmaker's just on the edge of that Booyah Bomb. I think the Booyah Bomb is actually what got the pick there.
I think the Booyah Bomb might have gotten it.
Well, regardless, Crossfire is now in match point. And that, for all of my anti-4-1 fans, this is great. For everybody else who's probably normal, that's not great, because then you don't get to see the 4-1 scenario. At least you don't get to experience art. That's all I'm going to say. It's very funny. It's very funny to think about, but when I look at that 4-1 scenario Sunday, it's going to be very scary. But my goodness, this is what I saw overtime in Umami Zones. It's like, well, then I talked about like waiting for the specials to come out to all of a sudden collapse, but this is Booyah. I think 90% sure this is Booyah Bomb at its finest here.
Gotta love Booyah Bomb. It's such a displacement, whether it gets it or not. It does help in good scenarios. It has its weakness and it has its pros and cons, of course.
The Booyah bombs.
Moving on to the next map here, Nito. We're at game 8. This has been back and forth from middle towards the end here. We're on Splat Zones for Ship Shape, Nito.
Splat Zones for Ship Shape. And I don't remember. Someone at some point compared this to... Someone at some point compared this to either Muscle Forge or Schellendorf, and I haven't stopped thinking about it.
Schellendorf. I'm pretty sure I told you. It's Schellendorf sideways, but squished.
Oh my god, it was you. I'm doing
me.
such a terrible job. Game 8. Ship shape. Connect, please. Okay, there we go. Imperries, hey, hold on.
Oh, here we go. We've got a change up here. Perry is being put out here on the side of Crossfire. And now, from before, Crossfire ran Reef Slider when we played them on this map mode, but they're going to bring the Splashdown instead. What did I just say? Anyway, Splashdown. I'm also losing it. Anyway, the Splashdown is really good to use from above here, or just from anywhere. It can just cover a lot of ground, but of course it can be painted through, and it's not gonna fully cap, but it will put enough down as long as there's support for it. And of course, in this case, I don't even know. I already forgot. Anyway, and I'm here taking down this one side here, going down the ramp. Cooler is out. We see the battle of the edits as Marin just moves on in, but of course is gonna have a little too much fizzy bomb, too much carbonated bomb.
Carbonated bomb sounds like a really good idea for a soft drink, actually. I'm gonna pitch that idea at some point. But Dreamy Wave out. Look at that fusion getting a trade on Fling King. 2 players going down. Is that enough? Wow, okay, Splashdown is enough to take control of the zone, give Dreamy Wave some penalty points, which is what Crossfire needed there. And so far, I don't know, I haven't seen it yet, but Crossfire, I have yet to see someone pass that middle line, this imaginary middle line here. So that tells me Dreamy Wave is either doing something very good here to keep them at bay, or Crossfire hasn't yet found something that will get them safely towards the opposing team, and they might be able to find something here. And then M actually gets a pick. Actually, almost gets the pick on Clover, but Clover ultimately wins that fight, and that's a wipe for Dreamy Wave.
NM caught in the wave aim, and Clover just able to pop up and be like, this fight's mine. Able to win that. Dreamy Wave getting that extra advantage off of that, and just continuously taking down the zone. Crossfire does have this Booyah online. We see Wavebreaker is out from Fusion, marking majority of the members of Crossfire. It looks like 1 goes down, 2 goes down. Fusion and another are going to find another, and one's trying to go towards the zone, but I believe this is it. The last hurrah. I'm gonna splash down anyway, and maybe I can try to get a little forward, but Woof is like, I have a bubble. Access denied.
Access denied. That reminds me of what Splatoon 2 competitive. I don't know why I'm going towards here. I'm just gonna say like
We've
random...
referenced it a good amount tonight from our past instances.
Those Splatooners, they be Splatooning. I don't really know where I was going with that, but that means this set is going to a game 9. So, I don't know.
Sound the alarm! Game 9! Game 9! Game 9 alert! Be around your toes here.
I don't know what sound a game 9 alert makes, but Debbie,
good enough.
That whatever sound Debbie made before me was close enough. The only problem now is that we are like, this is too close to potential nightmare scenario. So let's go ahead, strap in Clan Blitz on Mega Mart. If Crossfire wins, order may be brought back to Group D. If Dreamy Wave wins, fear.
What do you mean? There was no order in this group once the third team dropped, Dino. There was no order in this group after when we played week 1 and we got thrown a big psych moment.
You know, order
there was
also
no
dropped
order
from our
in this
group.
entire thing. I have it all streamed. It's been chaos.
Legend has it that the order in this group that was 1-0 also dropped from the group. So we don't know what to expect going into Clan Blitz on Mako Mart. I swear if I see one of these teams pull out an arrow spray, I'm going to just...
I don't think we'll see that here.
No,
but if they
it'd
do,
be funny.
I mean, you know.
It'd be funny.
True. And I mean, I've seen arrow sprays being just, pulled out here and there, and they do have impact. There's some teams that will pull them out and have impact. So it's even if one does randomly do that, just you never know what it can actually do. But these teams here, I don't see much changing, Nito. I think both are still going to run with what they know and just rush down each side.
Yeah,
we have an Octo Shot actually making an appearance.
We do have change.
We have a little bit of change. Echo is going to operate the Tri-Strikes over the Zuka this time around, but they are going to keep the other 3 weapons. Marion is going to hang on to that cooler for this game as well, and the rest of the team is going to stick with similar stuff, except Fusion is going to use the Splashdown Blaster.
All right, remember, audience, what we're playing for here. We're either playing for horror, striking fear into the hearts of TOs, or we're playing for Crossfire, going 5-0 or whatever. But so far, okay, nice little pick from Clover there. But Draco's gonna come out with the hammer. Marin actually gets the trade there. That was a close one for Marin. At least able to get away with the trade. But so far, Dreamy Wave does have enough for one power clamp. Crossfire coming out with lots of specials here, I might add, because that was a Tri-Strike that came out. That was also the Booyah Bomb that came out. We already see the hammer just that much closer to being fully charged, and you better believe it's going to be coming out sometime soon as Crossfire has a few players down, or actually Crossfire
hammer time
numbers up on Dreamy Wave. There is one hammer. There's actually a pick with the hammer. Might make it another, but the hammer runs out of time. 2 players down on the side of Dreamy Wave though.
The torpedo landed though and almost did some damage there, but even then, Draco is still causing enough havoc on Dreamy Wave's side for Crossfire to be able to push in here and get a little bit of a score here. But I get a little bit actually. Well, they're already down to 68, but I mean on this map, a KO is the safest thing you're gonna get.
Yeah, I mean that. No lead is ever safe in competitive Splatoon. I say this almost every commentary block, and it still rings true. Crossfire has the lead here, but we could see sometime. You can even see like in the next minute if Dreamy Wave were to somehow KO this. I wouldn't be completely surprised, except I would. But this is going to be very close to both. Oh, wow, another pick for Clover there with the Zuka. Might make another. There's another one on Echo. Great job here from Clover, who's done very well this entire set with Azuka. So this was almost not a surprise, but my goodness, Dreamy Wave has enough for a power clam here. Marin has enough to poke out a Draco there. At least able to hit the pick on Echo. A little too late because they did lose one player, but so far, so good for Dreamy Wave, but they're going to have to back up just a tiny bit. They do have 2 specials online, though. One of them comes out, better believe the other one's going to come out fairly soon here with this triple splashdown.
Well, this Booyah's in a nice spot, just having to push everybody back, 1 forward, 2 back. But Crossfire is just still a little bit pressed back from the Squiffer and the one other that is lurking about on the left. Is actually able to pick off Draco there, and that would be Fusion, who is tackling this right-hand side for there. And it looks like that is basically a delay. So now they're trying to find these clams. I think Fusion's trying to go back, but the Fizzy Bomb and Wiper Denial. Look at these Fizzy Bombs just kind of go around. These bomb support for just Draco in the freezer here. You gotta love to see it, that extra bomb support. But Wolf popping that bubble wants to maintain control of this section here so that Dreamy Wave can get this push off. And it looks like they're very close to doing it. Marin has this clam, but unfortunately one goes down on the backside. Wolf now is forced to move back here. And it looks like a clam is made in the corner, pick by pick here, but Dreamy Wave just really wants this push, but they could not get it.
Oh my goodness, it's been like this the last near 4 minutes here. Dreamy Wave gets so close to that basket, but hasn't been able to open it up.
Oh, there we go.
Until now, Marin comes through with the power clam. Stops a little hiatus here for Dreamy Wave. Dreamy Wave might be able to get the lead.
Yep.
It does so. That's Clover getting them into the lead. 3 players down on the side of Dreamy Wave, though. Marin gonna have to back up very quickly here before Echo and Draco have anything to say about it. There's the hammer coming out from Draco. Is it enough for a pick here? Not so. Not just
We
because
are
one player
down
goes
to the
out.
last 40 seconds of game 9 of this Div 3 set here, everybody. We are going down to the wire here. Crossfire has a power clam at the ready. Tri-strikes have been launched. Swiffer does go down. They are able to pick Platoon off to the side. That's 3 down. This is huge. They're cooler, but Echo's going to take the side route just in case. There was one on the top side. They're able to score more. They're 1 clam away.
One more.
Are they going to be able to get it towards? They're able. One is able to sneak it on the bottom. The power comes on this side. They're going to throw this other one in. They have a huge lead. All they have to do is just keep it open, but they're just going to keep it on going here at 6 seconds remaining. 2 members of Dreamy Wave go down. This basket is still open. There's still somebody there scoring clams. Echo comes in from the right-hand side and KOs it. This set goes to Crossfire.
First of all, let me just say, we've been saved! Secondly, this set ended almost the exact same way this started. It ended with a KO win through someone sneaking in, and it actually started that way. And now it's going to end with Echo somehow sneaking a few more clams before they could get the KO win. That is... I don't know. You cannot write this. This is fantastic stuff I'm seeing here. That is a fantastic set, regardless of the outcome. Oh my goodness.
I don't know if the camera is going to quite catch it. I'm just kind of keeping an eye on the replay here, but you can see Echoes coming straight in through the right-hand side. Dreamy Wave completely missed it. They didn't have anybody on the right-hand side, and Echo just had a free swim on the right-hand side with those clams and just went towards it. I'd like everybody to know that my heart rate monitor went up to 125 during the end of that set. And just kind of peaked there.
I want you to know that my heart rate monitor peaked up at 82. Oh. But oh my god, that. Whew. Okay, I have no words. But as soon as I saw Echo slide up through the side there, that was like, oh. You absolute sneak! That is textbook sneakiness there, and it's almost too late for Marin to turn around and get a pick on Echo, because as soon as Echo turns around, that clam is already mailed into the basket. Wow. Just my oh my. Crossfire sneaks that one by, almost literally, and gets themselves into the perfect season, going undefeated in Group D.
Oh man. Oh, what a time. I'm recovering after just witnessing and commentating the play-by-play for that. It's like, whoa, okay. What a set, you guys. What a set. And now I'm here thinking, oh boy, for Sunday night.
This is, I think, the scariest. I talked about the scary scenario. Now this is the scary scenario. This Sunday night, which is, by the way, it's also on SplatoonTourney, just so you know. But Sunday night, that's for all the marbles. It's for all the marbles. This is... Debbie, I'm looking at you, and if I could, I would just start shaking you. This is for all the marbles!
I'm so glad there's nobody else here in this building right now.
I'm so glad. No, there's definitely people in this building. My parents are gonna
yeah, so I mean, here, whether I was gonna be on mic or not, I was still going to hear about this set and still watch it happen. And now, even seeing it, I'm going to take what we picked up from last night and took note of and things to improve on, and now take it to Sunday, because Dreamy Wave has that power to push on ahead, and my brain is already strategizing away and knowing what I need to do to help get us ready for this set versus Dreamy Wave on Sunday night.
Sploosh!
No.
Dang it!
I mean, you never know, but we have our stuff locked tonight. But anyway, what a set tonight. We made it to game 9. Wow. But I believe this is where we will have to sign off the Ludi tonight. Am I right, Nito?
Absolutely. For tonight, that's going to be all we have today. Tomorrow, tune in for some sea battle action, because all of that's going to be streamed live here on SplatoonTourney, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific. So, some nice LAN action for y'all tomorrow night, or tomorrow afternoon. Ugh, it's 10:24. I'm already like, but let's just let's go ahead and plug ourselves before Ludi tonight's staff get another reason to watch talk to me about my future in Ludi tonight.
All right. Well, Nito, where can the lovely audience find you?
Well, if you want to find me, I'm going to be on Twitter /BlueSky/Twitch even at NitoUnused. And if you want to find me, I'm going to need to apologize to somebody, because I know there's at least more than more than one person in this house, and some apologies are probably going to be due for the amount of noise. But in the meantime, where can the people find you, Debbie?
You can find me on Twitter and Blue Sky and YouTube at DeviDoobie, or Twitch at Devi_Doobie. And you'll be able to see me not on the commentator side, but on the player side once again Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern here on Ludi Tonight.
And I get the idea that I won't be casting either for the Sunday set that happens to be the Grillers versus Dreamy Waves. So I suppose I'll see y'all there one way or another.
Other than that, I hope you guys had a great night. This was an amazing set to cast and see. We had the Div 3 Group D takeover tonight with the players and the other group casting. This was a fantastic time. Also, thank you for the coordinators for tonight, the comms from before, and just everybody here to make SplatoonTourney happen. Thank you very much for putting on casting these games for people to watch. Very much appreciate it. And I believe that is all for the Ludi tonight. Have a good night, everybody.